Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Osterberger. I'm very excited to be joined by Dan Creech, Executive Vice President of Process Fabrication for Enerfab. For folks that don't know, Enerfab has been at the forefront of fabrication, construction, and maintenance, delivering excellence, safety, and ingenuity across industries with over 3.6 million labor hours in 2023 and a reputation as the #1 craft employer under the National Maintenance Agreement. Enerfab continues to set the standard for scalable, high-performance project execution. Dan, thanks for being here.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, Dan, let's dive right in. I mean, one of the biggest differentiators at Enerfab is rapid response. Let's talk about that. What exactly is rapid response?
Yeah. It's a term that we kind of came up with our own and decided to market it. It's all about turnaround time, right? So in our industry, whether it's an outage, whether it is a turnaround, discovery, speed to market, basically it's a platform that we promote to our customers, that projects can be done in a time frame that might be unthinkable. And presenting those opportunities to our customers is necessary for them to make really a true evaluation on the actual value of their project. So rapid response is a term that we came up with, and it's just about speed.
That's right. Dan, what are the key driving factors behind these projects?
Yeah. Communication. The information that we're given to begin with is typically the most important, so we can determine whether it is rapid response or not. But the key drivers behind these are 100% communication, knowing what the situation is, knowing how fast we can move, knowing what we can do and how we communicate to our customers. Communication is the single #1 most important thing. And decision-making. With projects like these, they're expensive. They're sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6x what they might be expecting on a normal competitively bid situation. So I think, communicating why, communicating the speed, and really for them to say that this is something that we're interested in.
Let's dig into speed. Why is speed so critical?
Yeah.
I can think of a few things, but I want to hear from you.
Yeah. So it's lots of different things, right? It could be, we've had instances where they've had equipment go down. We've had instances where they've gone into a scheduled turnaround where they were doing some inspections and recognized maybe some accelerated corrosion. Maybe there's some risk on safety because of it. And so they need to get this vessel or these vessels up and running within a time frame before their outage ends, and they turn the switches back on. It could be a marketing thing, speed to market. It could be, hey, we've got this new product, we're taking this on, we want to race our competition to market, whatever it may be. There's lots of different variables, but I mean, it really just depends on how the customer looks at the value and the situation.
And what are some other factors that maybe you haven't touched on, Dan, for what makes a rapid response project successful?
Yeah. Transparency. I think transparency is probably the single most important thing because we, like I said earlier, 3, 4, 5, 6x sometimes these projects cost. Being fully transparent on where this money's coming from, how we're spending the customer's money, why we're spending it. You have backup plans, contingency plans, labor contingency plans, logistical contingency plans, material contingency plans. All this stuff you may not have to tap into, but it's necessary to have there to keep the project going. So a rapid response is definitely executed differently. Getting control of material is so important for us because it gives us the opportunity to resequence, stay on sequence, shift, move as necessary to keep the fastest possible way, because that's what rapid response is. It's not necessarily I give you an 8-week schedule. The 8 weeks is typically the worst case. That's what we're committed to. If we can do it in 6 or 4 weeks or 3 weeks, even better for the customer, and that's the goal. So it is a fastest possible type environment.
Dan, you have competitors in this space. I want to dig in deeper, though. I mean, your reputation and the approach to rapid response separates you from that competition. You mentioned some of the factors, but how else is Enerfab winning?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we're willing to take it on. I think we're willing to take on those calculated risks. I think that our competition has, and there are some of our competition that's willing to take it on as well. I think it's hard to it's hard to tell a customer the impossible is not impossible, right? I mean, and it's kind of a cliche, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what we're saying is don't think it's impossible. If you tell us you need a vessel in 2 weeks, don't be afraid to communicate that, thinking that there's no way that can't be done. And I think we've got the experience. We've worn this hat so much with some of our frequent customers that maybe on a competitive bid situation, we were lucky enough to have their business more than our competition, just like our competition has some other customers more than they have us. So it's not something that can't be done, but it's a mentality, right? It's a mentality, and having it's just a tough way to say it, but having the courage to be able to explain a project that costs so much and how we're doing it so fast.
I want to get into logistics and operations. Give me that customer experience as far as that goes.
Yeah. Things move quick. For example, if a customer calls and tells us that they have a rapid response situation, we first vet that out. Is it truly a rapid response situation? Because to us, rapid response is we need this as fast as possible. It's costing us sometimes $50,000 a day to be down, $100,000 a day to be down, maybe more. The ROI on a rapid response project probably is always there, right? So it's kind of hard to price that up, but it's communicating that to begin with and having them. Basically, the key to a rapid response project is you flip the roles, right? So the customer needs to listen to us and let us tell them this is how this project is going to work. We need a decision maker from the customer to be in our plant with us, making decisions on engineering, on purchasing, on price, on change. We need them making decisions right away. On a normal competitively bid situation, that takes time. There's processes that that they're used to going through. They have procedures that they're used to adhering to. This particular situation, those tides flip, and we're typically telling the customer, this is how this is going to go.
Then I want to explore that even further. I mean, what type of situations create these projects?
Yeah. Unfortunate situations, right? We want our customers to know that, as I said earlier, the impossible is not impossible, right? Let us determine whether it is. Let us go to work for you to determine whether it is. But I mean, these projects come about either A, for unfortunate situations, or B, maybe not knowing what the ROI is on speed to market and value. Typically, it's unfortunate situations where hopefully nobody's gotten hurt, where customers got to get back up and running at a pace that they just can't possibly fathom.
And then another question based off of that would be, what led to this? Obviously, there were some experiences that Enerfab had to fill this void.
Yeah.
What led to this?
Great question. Matter of fact, I think it's the only time anybody's asked me that question. Okay. So what's led to this is we had one project probably back in 2006-07 timeframe where it was during a scheduled turnaround. They had a vessel that was corroding at a pace that they didn't expect, and they needed to take it out of service from a safety standpoint. They asked us the question, is there any way that you could build this vessel in this time frame? And we got back to them with a quote and an expected lead time on this within probably 24 to 48 hours. We were able to execute this project in about 19 to 20 days from purchase order. So that was the first time we've experienced it. But then maybe 2016-17, more opportunities started presenting themselves to us. For us, it was a way to help our customers out of a bind. It is not a situation where we can feed on higher profit margins like this. Sure, these come with a different price tag. Sure, these come with a little bit different from a profit perspective, and everybody expects that. But it was a way for us to help our customers and build that long-term relationship and be the guy that they could depend on, truly. And so when these started presenting themselves more and more, we felt like, how do we differentiate ourselves from our competition? Everybody has something they feel they differentiate themselves from one another. Our competition to us to our competition. We felt like this was one where we could present our niche, right? And differentiate ourselves from the other very talented complex fabricators in the industry that our customers use. On this particular one, we felt like we were the best, and we can be that person for our customers when they have this need. And honestly, hopefully they don't have the need, right? If I could say, we hope it's always a speed to market thing. But unfortunate things happen, and we want to make sure they know that there's a solution for it.
Dan, you mentioned towers and columns. What are your limitations? Talk about some of the actual equipment that Rapid Response, can serve.
Sure. Um, I That's a tough question because I don't know what our limitations are, to be honest with you. From a size perspective, because we have field operations, it's up to us to evaluate whether our limitations are being met or not. So we've done all the exotic materials. We've done 270-foot columns. We've done 4-foot diameter horizontal storage tanks that are a 1-week pressure vessel turnaround. So it's hard for me to say that we have limitations. Everybody's got limitations, right? We haven't been presented with a situation yet where we would say that that's beyond our limitations. So there's going to be a time. There's no question. But so far, we've been fortunate enough to say that we haven't exceeded our limitations yet.
Dan, if there's one thing you want the market to know about Rapid Response that we haven't covered, what would that be?
I think I probably said to it. In Rapid Response, it's really important for our customers to understand they do have an option. They just got to ask for it. They have to not think they can't think that it is impossible. Ask the question, right? Go to someone that's got the qualifications, and we're not the only ones, right? We've got the most experience, I think, but ask the question. Don't assume it can't be done. I guess that's my best advice I can give.
Dan, that's a great way to close, and thank you again for joining us. For folks that want to learn more about Rapid Response and about Enerfab, tell them where they should go.
Go to enerfab.com and look up our fabrication capabilities and look for us on. We'll be out in the market promoting it. So,
well, Dan, thanks again, and for everyone watching, thank you for your time today. Go to bigmagazine.com for more information, news, podcast, and intelligence. Thank you so much for joining us.